level, what are all the different data engineering related tools are there in Azure. Okay, I told you for storing the data, we have data lake. For extracting the data, Event Hub and ADF are there, and even Synapse Analytics also. Okay, Synapse Analytics is a combination of ADF, Databricks, and the and storage data warehouse. Okay, all three tools combinedly they call it as a Synapse Analytics. Okay, and for doing the transformations and all, we have Databricks. For doing transformations in stream data, we have Stream Analytics, and even Synapse Analytics also we can use for doing the transformations. And if at all, if you want to do any machine learning kind of activities, then you can use these two tools, services, I can say. Okay, and to store the data, we have Azure SQL and Cosmos DB as well. Azure SQL is a transactional system, I can say. Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database. Synapse Analytics is a OLAP one, data warehouse of Azure. And once you get that data, you can expose that data or you can visualize the data in a reporting tools. Okay. And all these are supporting tools, I can say. That is what we understood. Okay. And after that, we understood how to create a blob. Blob. Okay. You can store any kind of file in the blob. The main advantage of this blob is it is going to provide us distributed access. That means backend, if you upload any file, it is going to divide that into logical parts automatically. We don't need to do anything. That splitting mechanism is logically, not physically. Physically, it doesn't need to divide that. Logically, it has to divide that. Okay. Now, yesterday, let me try to log in, guys, one more time here. I think this is the account I used right yesterday. What is that? This is the one, right? So if the session expired, right, just refresh the browser here so that it will try to log in automatically. This is the account we have created today. Okay, and still 200 remaining credits are there because I did not do anything since yesterday. Okay, I just created here yesterday. I am going to the resource group once again, and I am opening this resource group. Inside the resource group, I have created the blob storage. Inside that one, actually, I have created one container. Left side, you can see containers. Here, I created the container. Container name is my container. So inside that one, actually, you can upload your files. Now, for that, click on upload here. Right side, it will get open and click on browse files. And if at all, if you want to upload any file, right? Let's say this PC, this one, Azure training. Let's say dataset. Let's say EMP files. Let's say I can say employee 2 and employee 3. Both I wanted to upload here. Select those two files. Click on upload. See how you're uploading in S3, the same way you have to upload it. That's it. Nothing will change. Nothing is changing here. There you're going to upload in S3. Here you're going to upload in a blob. That's it. But the only difference is here, I'm not able to create a folder here. That's it. Container is nothing but a drive kind of thing. Storage account is nothing but a kind of your I can say hard disk. Inside the hard disk, you are creating a partition. That partitions we call it as a containers. Inside the containers, we should be able to create the folders actually, but I am not able to do that one. You do remember that one. That's it. Okay, you can see these files actually. Click on this employee to click on this edit, and you can see the data here. And if you want to delete that, you can delete that as well. Now let me close that one. If you want to do something else here, like all these options, you can explore it. We'll try to explore it later, not now. Once I explain completely about the data storage account, then you can explore that. Okay, so this is the way to upload the files into storage account. Okay, that is done, Siva. Now, what I will do is, so you're saying that you are not able to create a folder, right? Is there any way to create that? Yes. Yes, we can do that. How we are going to do that one is, let me go to the storage account. Let me try to create one more container. Okay. Here in this container, let's say I'll try to use Chendu hyphen container. This is what, sorry, container, right? Container. This is what I wanted to use. This is what I wanted to use. This is my container. See, in the advanced tab, actually, in the advanced tab, You're not getting any option here. Use this encryption scope for all blobs. We actually get that option. Maybe they are not supporting. Close this. Open the my container, and no advanced options here. Okay, we cannot able to create that one. Maybe they might have changed that options. Actually, you cannot able to create that folder directly, folder or subfolder directly, but with advanced options you can create that one. But you cannot navigate that one. You just can create that one. That's it. That is what you need to understand. I was able to show that one in the previous batch. I'll look into that one whether still that option is valid or not. But for now, I'm not able to do that. That's okay, fine. What I will do is I'll just go to the resource group once again. I wanted to create one more time the blob storage. Okay, now how to create that one? I wanted to demonstrate it one more time. How to create that? Click on create. If you click on create, it will navigate to the marketplace. Marketplace is nothing but where you can start doing the shopping. Where you can start picking up your services. Now, what is that service I need? What is the service name? Storage account, right? Blob is nothing but if you search with the blob keyword here, I don't know whether you're going to get it here. No, you're not going to blob storage. Yeah, you can search it. Or you can directly search storage account. That's a good option. We generally in the real time used to search with the storage account only. Okay, now let me close this one. Storage account I'm clicking on here. Click on create. Now, if okay, I'm trying to create that particular storage account under this resource group only. I wanted to keep all the resources under one umbrella. So for that, I'm trying to select the same thing here. Storage account name. Yesterday, I've given this name, right? Now here, I will try to, this name is already there, right? That is the reason it is not taking here. Now, what I will do is, I'll simply use here blob gen 2. I'll tell you what exactly mean by that one. I'll simply use this name, gen 2 storage. That means generation 2. Gen 2 is nothing but generation 2. Okay. B21 blob gen 2 storage. Batch 21 blob generation 2 storage. Okay. Now, which one you want here, standard one or premium one? Standard is the recommended one. That's okay. Because it's a dev environment, right? That's okay. We can go ahead and select the standard. If it is a production, you can go ahead and select the premium. Since it is a dev environment, since we are practicing in this environment here, which one, which option, which redundancy option we need to select here? LRS. Okay. Now, do not click on directly review and create. What you guys can do is just click on next here and check what options you're getting here. Okay, require secure transfer for REST API operation. All these things are not required here. Okay, the only one important option that we need to focus here is this one. Okay, what do you mean? What is this option is actually? I'm getting echo. I don't know who is unmuted. Can you go on mute, please? Yeah, thank you. No, no, I'm getting echo, guys. Now I'm good. Okay. Now enable. Okay, I'll enable hierarchical namespace. What do you mean by that? What do you understand from that? And I'm just clicking on here. I'm just hovering my mouse onto the I here and try to read that actually. Read that one and tell me. Hierarchical namespace complemented by data lake storage gen 2, that is generation 2. Okay, endpoint. Enable file and directory semantics. try to understand that. Enables files and directory semantics. What do you mean by directory? Folder, right? We can able to create folders if you enable this option. You can create folders and subfolders. That is what yesterday we did not enable this option. Today I'm trying to enable that. If you enable this option, this blob will become Gen 2 data like Gen 2 storage account, generation 2 storage account. From now onwards, I'm going to use only Gen 2, not blob. Even in the real time also, mostly you're going to use, no, why these guys ask this? Just a second, guys. What I was saying, getting distracted again. Okay. So what I was trying to say is, if you enable this particular option, then it will become a data lake Gen 2 storage account. That means we can able to create actually subfolders, folders and subfolders here. Okay. Now let me directly go to the review and create here. No other option need to click done. No other option need to check here. Directly I'm just going to the review and click on create. Now it is getting created here. Deployment is in progress. It won't take much time, guys. Hardly 10 to 20 seconds. That's it, max. Yeah. It is getting created now.
So
Yeah,
here
create.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in this resource group, we are trying to create some resource which is Gen 2 storage, right? That's what we are trying.
I'm trying to create data lake blob storage account only, but the only extra option that I'm trying to enable here is enable hierarchy namespace. That's it. Apart from that, I'm not doing anything here.
So can you modify the already created container?
No.
Okay.
Once you have created the blob, you cannot convert that into Gen 2. Once you create this Gen 2, you cannot convert back to the blob. Once they are created, that's it. They're final. That's it. Now, how to create a container? How to create a container? Left side, you can see an option called containers. Click on that one. Do we have any containers here? No. See, this is just your hard disk, just like your hard disk. Inside the hard disk, actually, I need to create a partitions. For that, actually, I'll try to take here container 1. I mean, I'm just taking their name randomly here. That's it. No other intention here. Click on that one. This is container. C drive is created. Inside the C drive, I should be able to create a folder. See, generally, if at all, if you want to store your movies folder, all the movies in your hard disk, you directly store that in a drive, or you create a folder. You create a folder like movies. Inside that movies again, Bollywood movies,
Yeah,
Kollywood
Telugu
movies,
movies or
Tollywood.
Tamil movies, something like that.
Like that you'll create, right? Same way here, we need to have that hierarchy. Again in the Telugu movies, again horror movies, action movies,
Comedy
like that
movies.
you'll try to comedy movies, like that you'll try to differentiate, right? In the same way, I need that kind of hierarchy here. So for that, what you will do is you need to click on here add directory. Okay, so here, see, when I created the blob, actually I did not get this option. I did not get this option. Now I got this. Why I got this option? Only because of the checkbox. So in the real time also, mostly 99% of the cases we use Gen 2 only, because we need the folder kind of structure actually.
Shiva, which means the previously created container is different and this
Storage account.
container for storage account is
Storage account.
different and this storage account different, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
This name
And
is different, that name is different. There are two different hard disk here. I created here indirectly.
Okay.
Okay.
is there
Now,
any way that
Okay.
I can limit some space like 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte to that, or no need to give
no,
any
no.
space limit?
You can store, this is cloud, you can store unlimited data here.
Okay.
Nobody will stop you.
Got you.
Nobody will stop. Okay. Inside the container, I was able to create a folder. Inside this
Yeah.
folder, if you want to create one more subfolder here, let's say Tolly wood. Okay. I'm trying to create that. Yes, inside that one, if at all, if you want to create one more thing, let's say action movies. Okay. Action movies. Let's say save. See, I'm able to create it. Here, I can, if you want, you can upload your files here. Now click on upload here. Now click on browse files. Now, if at all, if you want to store employee file here, you can store it. See, any kind of file you can store this here. It accepts any kind of file, audio file, video file, log files, CSV files, XML files, JSON files, what not, any kind of file you can store here. Okay. This is about, now the important interview question that I'm going to cover here is the most important interview question. What is the difference between blob and Gen2? That is the damn sure question you can expect in the interviews. Damn sure. No, come on. You guys can start.
In blob, we cannot create subfolders.
Mhm.
In Gen2, we can create any subfolders.
Okay. That is only the reason. That is only the difference. Mhm. Any other difference?
So we can save any kind of files in Gen 2.
Even
But
blob also we can do that, right?
oh, okay.
We can store, right? But there we directly store the data in a container. Here also we can store the data in a container. You can store the data in a folders as well.
Is it the hierarchical approach?
Hierarchical approach you're getting. That's what he told. Okay. See here, the blob is actually, this is the blob, and inside that one you can create only containers. Any number of containers you can create, and inside the container any number of files you can upload here. Okay, these files we call it as a blobs. But whereas coming to this one storage account, you can create containers here, and inside that one you can create folders here, or directly you can upload the files here. No problem with that. Okay, you can create folders here, and inside that one subfolders also you can create, and inside that one, if you want, you can upload the files. See, you can create Gen2 and you can use it as a blob. But if you create a blob directly, can you use it as a Gen2? Can you use it as a Gen2?
No.
Vice versa is not possible. So better to create a Gen2 only. Better to create a Gen2. That is what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Now coming to the differences here, I think I mentioned somewhere. The advantages of the Gen2 I'll try to discuss here. Okay, these are common even to blob as well. Okay, low cost, of course, even blob and Gen2 both are low cost, and a tied storage. Tied storage is nothing but basically we have three types of tiers are there. I'm going to discuss that one after some time. Okay, cool, hot, cool, and cold and archive. Like that, 3 to 4 like tiers are there. I'll tell you what is the purpose of that. And high availability, your data is always available. There is no chance of going down. Your storage account will not go down most of the time. Okay, strong consistency. That means consistency means you can store even any kind of data, I can say. Even for years also you can store that. And disaster recover capabilities, of course. Even if you delete the data accidentally, or even because of some reason the data center goes down, you can still able to recover that data with the help of that option we have selected, LRS and GRS, right? Because of that option, we can able to get it. That's what they're trying to say here. Okay, while creating this particular one, this particular storage account, I don't know how many of you observed that. Let me try to create it one more time. Where is that? This is the one. Now let me try to create it one more time. Where is that? Let me close all these things, guys. Let me, two are not required, only one is. Okay, let me try to create it one more time here. Okay, go to home, resource groups, click on resource group, click on create. Now one more time. You need to search here storage account, right? Storage account. Click on storage account. Click on this green one. Click on create. Okay. Click on some name here. That's okay. Any name you can give. Click on next. Now see here. Click on next. Click on next. See here. What happened here? Enable soft to delete for blobs. Enable soft to delete for containers. Enable soft to delete for file shares. 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. What do you mean by that? Even if you delete one of the file,
Retention period.
indirectly this is a retention period. Your time travel. Indirectly this is a time travel. Even if you delete that particular file or one container or anything, you can still get back that file by enabling versioning. Even in AWS also, in S3, while creating that one, I've shown that we can enabling versioning concept and we can still get back that file. They will not delete that physically. They will not delete those files physically until 7 days are over. Once these 7 days are passed, then only they'll delete it physically. Otherwise, they will not. Okay, indirectly time travel. You are not traveling back here, but kind of scenario they are trying to replicate here. Got it? Now let me cancel this one. I don't want to create this. Cancel this. Now go back to the resource group. Yeah. Now these two are available here as of now. Okay. See, Siva, just by seeing, you have mentioned the name as Gen2 here. By seeing that one, this is a Gen2 account. By seeing this one, this is a blob. You can differentiate that one. But what if in the project, if they don't mention Gen2 here in the naming convention? If they don't use the proper naming convention, how should I recognize that? Can anybody tell me? Now I'm clicking on this one. I'm clicking on this one. How to enable that? How to recognize that? Any option? Do you see any option?
Account kind.
Account kind. Where is that?
Okay.
Not this one. Not this one. Storage V2 version 2. That's okay. That is different one. Any other? Search. Try to search. Have a look here. You know the option very well. Well-known option.
Hierarchical
Blob.
namespace enabled.
Blob.
Somebody has told that. What is that?
Hierarchical
namespace is
enabled.
enabled. See, this is the option actually. Okay, now let me go back to this one, resource group, and let me click on this one. For the blob, what happened here? Disabled. This is the point where you need to understand. Okay. So, okay. Once you create the blob, you can, I think you cannot directly do that one, but you can do this one with the help of these steps. Okay, let me try to do that one. Okay. I have never done that. Let me try to click on this one. Features not supported by data lakes Gen 2 enabled accounts. Your storage account might be configured to use the features that are not yet supported in the data lakes Gen 2. Blah blah blah. Okay, I'm just clicking on this one. Agree to see. I'm trying to convert the blob to the Gen 2. Why I'm trying to do that one is the moment I clicked on here. Let me go back here. The moment I click on here, the option is getting enabled here. Something for that I'm just clicking on this one. I got some options here. Click on this one. Click on this one. Expand this one. Now review and agree the changes. See, what they're trying to say is, if you're looking to use your storage account for data analytics and big data storage, see, this is what the point I wanted to show you. See what they're trying to say here. If you're looking to use your storage account for data analytics, who we are actually? Who we are? Are we are data engineers, right? What do we do actually? We analyze the data, right? We create the pipelines and we process the data, right? Okay, if you're using this storage account for data analytics purpose and big data storage, then you have to use Gen 2 only. That means from their point only, I'll tell you one more difference. Blob is not good for big data storage.
వాడు ఇది చేసుకోలేదు. ఇప్పుడు పోయి అడిగితే ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఆ రోల్ అని అంటారు.
Go on mute, please.
నేనే అట్నే అంటారు కదా, మనకి చెప్పిన మనకు దొరికేటోళ్ళు అటు దొరుకుతారు, ఏం చేయని చెప్పు.
Yes.
మళ్ళా ప్రొఫైల్ పంపి వేరే వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పంపిస్తాను.
Who is that guy?
వేరే వాళ్ళ అది ఓకే వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో పంపిస్తాను అన్నాడు. వాళ్ళ గ్రూప్
Babu Venkat. People do multiple tasks. Okay, fine. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, from this point only, I wanted to give one more conclusion here. See, I was trying to discuss about the differences. The first difference is hierarchical namespace. Second difference is you can recognize both whether it is Gen 2 or blob based on in the overview tab. You can see hierarchical namespace is enabled or disabled. Okay. Now, after that, what I'm trying to say is, blobs are not actually good for big data storage and for data analytics. Data analytics. If you want to do data analytics and big data storage, you have to go with the Gen 2. It is good for it is good for data analytics, I can say. This is the third difference. Okay, now I wanted to convert this blob storage into Gen 2. For that, directly it is not possible, but you need to do some few things here. We need to follow some few steps here. Agree the changes here. Now start validation. Values account properties are incompatible. Container delete retention policy. Container delete retention policy. Okay, now
So
let me go back.
if blob is not flexible for that, then what is the point of having blob option? Better one, if they give only one option, which is the Gen 2, that would be
if you
good, right?
don't have, if you don't need the folder hierarchy and all, you simply go ahead and use the blob. In our project, actually, not exactly in my project, the other project in my team only. Okay, there belongs to my team only. Under same manager, actually, we are working. Those guys are actually, they're not using Gen 2 at all. They're using only blob because they don't need folder structure actually. They're getting files directly into blob container location, and from there they're processing it.
Then,
I mean,
can we use Gen 2 as
cost difference here. Okay, Gen 2 is bit costlier than your blob storage, little bit, not too much, I can say, little bit.
okay.
Okay, that is one point. Now, if I try to enable this one, I'm not sure why I'm not able to do that one here. Okay, it is done. First step is done. Validate account before upgrading, not started. All features that are not supported with the Gen 2 will be checked in during the validation, and a full list of discrepancies will be available with the blob in the generated container. This may take multiple attempts. Okay. Now it is failing. Okay, we need to keep doing that one. Okay, we need to like once the validation is done. I don't know why the validation is done, not accepting. See, container delete retention policy. We need to disable that actually. We need to disable that. Okay. Anyway, leave it. Anyway, generally they don't do like that actually. They don't convert that into once that is created, they don't convert that into Gentoo. Blob once it is created, we don't convert that into Gentoo.
In case if somebody asks in a project, is there any risk of losing the data in existing
No,
blob 2 while
no,
converting?
no, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen to the data. Okay. Yeah, that is one thing. And next, some other differences are there. Let me talk about those things as well. Directly, I discussed about this one. That's okay. If you find some other differences, just let me know. We'll discuss that one as well. Okay. Those are the main differences actually. Next. Next. Hot access tier, cool access tier. What do you mean? Archive access tier. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Okay, let me talk about that one as well, because these are important. This is also one of the integration. Generally, they used to ask here in every interview. Let me click on this one, Gen2. Now, this Gen2 is actually which tier by default it is taking. Can you guys tell me? Just by looking at the options.
Hot.
There are hot. Okay. What do you mean by that hot? That's what we need to understand first. Hot is nothing but if you're if at all if you're trying to store some data in a Gen2 or blob, Gen2 or blob, if you want to get the data quickly, very quickly from the storage account, the moment you try to click on that one, edit, or the moment you try to read that data from that particular file, if you want to get that quick response, then you should keep your files under hot tier. In the hot tier, actually, you'll get very quick response. But if you try to store your data in a hot tier, they charge bit more.
Obviously, it is expensive.
Obviously. They'll add, see, if they are giving one advantage or one benefit means they'll charge for that. Okay, now let me click on this one. See, they're trying to say that somewhere hot. This is the one. Blob access tier is hot. Now, what else is there apart from that hot? What else is there here? That means generally what kind of files we need to keep under hot tier is frequently accessed files. You need to keep under hot tier. By default, if you upload any file to the storage account, whether it may be blob or Gen2, the default tier it is going to take is hot. The default tier is hot. Frequently accessed files we need to keep here. That's it. Now let me click on cool here. See, changing access tier may result in additional charges, of course. When you try to change from hot to cool, they'll charge a little bit extra. But what kind of files we need to keep under cool tier? If you don't use them frequently, once in a while you're using, let's say once in a week or once in a month, if you're trying to access those files, then you need to use, then you need to keep your files, you need to store your files under cool tier. So here compared to the hot, the storage charges are little bit less. But the disadvantage here is the response time. When you try to like access the data from that particular file, the response time is not that good than hot. Are you able to get it?
Yeah, because it is inexpensive and not used frequently, it's okay for the customers.
Customers. Okay.
Siva, Siva, but in the cool, it is getting little bit data, right? As you said, like in the storage wise, it might
Only
be
this is one-time charge actually. This is one-time charge.
Mhm.
Only to
Okay.
convert from hot to cool, one-time charge.
That is okay, but in the, as you said, like some of the data wise or the file size also might be getting data was little bit less when compared to hot. If the data little bit less, then it has to be faster. It has to be faster somewhat, right? The reason why it is getting uh, not as like a hot in the cool files.
Yeah. So the conclusion part, what I mean to say is, it's better to move the files from hot to cool, which you don't access frequently. This is just a one-time activity. They are going to charge when you try to move from hot to cool, but not like they don't charge too much. I mean, the charges are not that great as you keep it in as you keep the files in hot. Let's say if you keep the files, if they're charging 1 rupee per day for one file, if you move it to the cool, they'll charge only $0.5, and for moving from hot to cool, they'll charge only $0.1. Now, which one is a good option?
Moving is good option.
Got it.
Obviously,
Yes. Got it.
obviously. See, for moving the file from hard to cool, they're charging only 0.1. But if you keep the files in hard, daily they'll charge $1, right? But if you store your files here cool, they charge only 0.5.
But in
Almost
general,
50% your.
but in generally, when we are working in realistic project, it might be we might be you have to be stored in the heart only, right? With respect of the charge and
No,
all.
no, I don't agree with your point. Okay, let me come back to your point after some time. Okay,
Sure.
first, before that one, I'll try to discuss about the archive as well. Okay, you know what do you mean by archive here? Why they're not showing that option also, I'll tell you. Okay, archive option they're not showing. There are three options: hot, cool, and last one is archive. Here, lowest storage cost here. Okay, the files which are going to access once in a once in a while, I can say, let's say once in a quarter, once in a year. You don't access them that frequently. Very rarely you're going to use. Example, I'll tell you. Okay, let's say I have retail business. Generally, I run my analytics only on last 1 year data. But I have data from 2010, from the inception. When I started my business from in 2010. Okay, at that moment onwards, I have that files, data files. Since I'm going to run only analytics only on last 1 year data, do I need to keep last before I mean 2023 to 2010 to 2023 data? Do I need to keep it in heart? Do I need to keep them in heart?
No.
Because I
No.
don't need that data, right? I don't access that data. See, when my business come and ask, hey, can you tell me what is the profit trend in last 3 years? Then only I'll go and access that. But mostly they'll ask only last 1 year trend or last 4 quarters trend only, right? Mostly my business users ask only last 1 year graphs, 1 year data only. Then in that case, only that 1 year data I'll try to keep it in. I'll try to keep it in hot. Remaining data, years data, or at least 2 years data, I'll try to keep it in a cool. Remaining data, I'll try to keep it in archive. Because I don't access it that frequently. Whenever I get asked from my business, then I'll try to access it.
Yeah, I can give one more example if you are fine with it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, for example, if you go for audits like SOX, HIPAA, if you take HIPAA, it's medical related, health related audit. So they want to store the data for 7 years, but
Yes,
we will
yes,
not use the
yes.
data. But in
Yes,
7 years,
exactly.
in case if they come for audit, we need the data. So
Yes,
for that
exactly.
such kind of data also we can use archive. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. Yes, because I worked on insurance companies. I know that rule actually. Government insists them to like store the data at least for 7 years. At least for 7 years. That is the rule actually. Okay, so first I'm going to the hot tire here. The hot access tire has the highest storage capacity than cool and archive tires. That's what I mentioned. That's what I mentioned. They also offer most affordable access fees. Okay, the following are the some of the example circumstances when hot access tire is used. First of all, data that are active use. That means which you are going to use frequently, which you are going to access very frequently, expected to be accessed at least. I may use that data maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Maybe after a couple of days, after 4 days, I may access it. Okay, so for that I need to use hot tire. Coming to the cool, in opposed to the hot storage, that means it is quite opposite to the hot storage. The cool access tire has lower storage cost, bit higher access cost. Of course, to access that one, performance is low, and since that performance is low here, backend some services are running to access the data. Access cost is also bit high. Storage cost is less, but access cost is high. Okay. Not to mention, this tire is intended for data that will be kept cold for at least 30 days. What do you mean with that? If you don't access that data, at least minimum 30 days, right? Then you try to keep that kind of data in cool. Okay. I can say short-term backup kind of thing, I can say. Long-term backup, archive. Okay. That is the difference between cool, hot, cool, and archive. Okay. Now, Shiva, why they are not showing that option, archive option here? Why they're not showing that archive option here? Let me go and show that one. Click on OK. Now, let me try to upload some file here. I've already uploaded, I think. Let me go to the containers here. Let me click on container here. Let me click on movies. Let me click on Tollywood. Let me click on this one. Now, I wanted to keep this file. I wanted to move this file from hot to, by default it is hot. I wanted to move this file to cool. Okay. See, here, do we have that option here? Where do we have that option?
Change time.
This is the option. Click on that one. Okay. See here, access tire is hot. Now you wanted to keep that one in the cool. You can keep that in a cold also. Okay. You can keep that one in archive as well. If
What
you
is the
want
difference
to,
between cool and cold?
almost the same, I can say. Both.
Oh.
Almost the same. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is you can move the files directly to the cool. You cannot move the files directly from hot to archive. In order to move the file from file to the archive, the file should be there in the cool. That is the reason they are not showing this. I'm repeating that point. If you want to move this file from hot tire to cool tire, you can move it directly. But if you want to move this hot tire to archive tire, you cannot move that one directly. If at all, if you want to move that file to archive, the file should be in cool. That means first we need to make a move. We need to at least move this file to the cool. So for that, I'm selecting here cool. See, changing the access tire may result in additional charges. Everywhere they are giving warning. Click on save. If you want to move this one programmatically, you can move it. I'll show you that one as well. Okay, see, now it is in cool. Okay, now from here, if at all, if you want to move this one to archive, you can move it. See, it will take time actually. See here, setting the access tire to archive will make your blob inaccessible until it is rehydrated back to the hot or cool. That means if at all, if you want to access that particular file, okay, you need to move that particular file back to the cool. Then only you can able to access it. But that will take time actually, which may take several hours. You cannot directly move access the files from the archive. You need to move that one back to the cool, then you try to access it.
Yeah, from S3 bucket, it will move to the glacier, I think, in AWS.
Kind of thing only. Here also kind of options only. In S3 also we have glacier. Multiple options are there. I forgot those options, but similar kind of options only here also. There also we have archive in S3 also. Archive S3 is there. It is quite equivalent to that one only. Okay. So that is about the archive. See, you don't need to focus much on this one. We don't use this one frequently, but better to know these options. Okay. Now, can you able to
So,
answer if somebody asks you? Yeah.
this option is applicable only for files, or we can do for complete folder?
Blobs.
Yeah.
Blobs, I can say. Okay. Now let me go. Let me try to move this one. Do we have that option here? Tire option?
Mm.
No. So you can move only blobs. That is applicable only to the blobs, not to the folders. Okay. Programmatically, you can move these files, guys, to the other types directly. What you can do is the blob creation date or modified date is there, right? You try to compare this date with the current date. If this file is greater than 30 days, last modified, then you straight away move that one to the cool. From there, you try to move it to the archive if you want. Okay, that we can do programmatically. Through pipelines, we can do that.
Only files, or we can move folders also to the cold,
Files,
hot,
files.
and okay.
Only files, only files.
Okay.
Only files. That's what I mentioned, right? In the folder level, you don't get that option here.
Okay. But if a folder is having like 3 files, for example, so I want to move them, so I have to do it 3 times, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You have to
I
loop it.
cannot do it the whole folder. Yeah.
Yes, you have to do
Okay.
that blob level only. Okay. If you want to know any other option, right? Okay, slowly you will come to know these options as well. You guys know file viewing actually, content you can view. Okay, if you want to edit that one, you can edit that one and you can save it also. Let's say I'm trying to save this one name. I'll try to update this name as Kumar. Okay, now save it so that the data will be saved. Okay, and you can save that one, you can edit that one. If you want, you can download that one to your local. If you want to like see the properties of that one, you can see that like all the properties of that particular file. Versions also, if you want, you can see it. If you want to edit, generate SAS. What do you mean by this one is SAS? SAS is nothing but it's a kind of security mechanism, you can say. Okay. SAS full form is shared access signature. Okay. Especially we use this one for for giving this file access to others. Okay. You'll come to know slowly when we start doing the like creating the pipelines. We generate nowadays we are not using this one. If required, you guys can go ahead and use this. Okay, I'll tell you at least one use case based on this one. At that time, we'll try to discuss a bit more. Okay, we need to generate a SAS token here. A token will be generated for number of days. 30 days also you can generate, or expiry date you need to mention generally after a month. Okay, by default it will give only 1 day, 24 hours. It will try to expire. But if at all, if you want to give access more days, you can change that one to like 1 month or 2 months also you can keep it here. Okay, I'll show you at that time actually. And apart from that, you can see manage ACL is nothing but ACL is nothing but access control list. If you want to give access to the others, you can manage from here also. This is for application, this is for users. Both are different. If other application wanted to access this particular file, then you use SAS. If other users are trying to access this one, then you have to use ACL, access control list. Even in S3 also, we have ACL concept. Okay, change there you already know. Lease is a bit different one. Even I'm also not sure, to be frank, exactly this. I think they don't delete that file, I think. That's okay. I'll try to explore that and I'll get back to you on that one. Okay. And the last one, break lease, I'm clicking. I don't know what will happen if I select that. Okay. Delete that file, and if at all, if you want to rename that, you can rename it. Okay. That's fine. This is also, I'm good here as well. So, let's say my file is there. I'm going to create one more folder here. Let's say Collywood. Collywood. This is an empty folder, guys, actually. Whatever the file is there in the here, I wanted to move it to the Collywood, actually. How to move that? Are you getting my requirement? Are you guys able to get it?
Yeah. Click on the three dots.
Uh-huh.
Then view, edit, properties, manage, change their action list, delete, rename. Viewer,
View, it will
properties,
show only the content.
properties.
Huh? No, you will not see anything. Properties.
Just yeah.
Do you see any option here?
Person access type. Maybe right click
In a-
on the EMP5.
In S3, actually, you can do that easily. In AWS, you can do that easily. But here, it's not possible. It's not possible. Okay. For that, you need to download one tool, actually. So that I'm going to discuss now. Let me go here. Let me click on overview. What I will do is I'll click on open in Explorer. Okay, see here, the moment I click on this one, it is saying that you can download Azure Storage Explorer if you do not have it yet. This is a local tool, I can say, where you can install in your system. Now you try to download from the official one only, guys. You can download it officially from here. Don't like depend on any other third party application, and don't complain that, okay, I got virus and all. Okay, click on this one directly. And this is Microsoft official website. I can click on directly download. Okay, before that one, I need to check the operating system here. My operating system is Windows here. Now it got downloaded here. Okay, now let me try to install that. Latest version it will try to download. Let me check that one. So open this one and I'll try to directly click on this one. Now see, select install mode. Install for me only. That's okay. Now I need to click on accept. I accept the agreement. Install. Install .NET 8. Okay. Click on next. It won't take much time. Hardly less than a minute. It is back at installing .NET 8 software. Let it.
So we have a download option also there. So we can
Where?
download and upload again
Where?
in the folder.
Okay. No, I don't. I wanted to move directly from the storage account to storage. I mean, folder to folder, not download upload option. See, if you have 1 GB file or 10 GB file, what you will do? You will download, upload it
It will take
in the
time.
real time.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that actually. But in S3 it is possible. But here somewhat they did not give that option. I don't know why did not give. For that only they're giving this tool. You can manage everything using this particular tool. I don't know whether it is going to configure properly or not. But if not, we'll try it. Okay, if not working, we'll try to see that one tomorrow. Okay, we'll try that one. Come on. How long it will take? Because in real time, you don't deal with the KBs of KB files. You're really deal with the GBs of files.
Yeah.
You cannot move the files just like that. You cannot download the files directly. Okay, let me download that. Come on. .NET. Okay, let it download, guys. I don't need, oh, I think it is prompting, guys. Sorry, my bad. I did not check that one. It was asking my consent actually. I need to approve that. So click on next. Click on next. Now it is installing quickly. Come on, run. Yes, got finished. Now this is your Storage Explorer. Okay, in real time also you have to use the same tool. In real time also you're going to do the same thing as it is. Now what you need to do, this is Windows application, guys, here. Tool, I can say. Okay, now I need to maximize this. It is saying that you just need to like sign in into the Azure, so that it will try to sync up all the storage accounts which are there in that account. Okay, for that I'm just clicking on this user symbol here and sign in with Azure. I'm just clicking on that. Azure, which Azure environment will you use to sign in? Azure China, Azure US government, or custom environment? Which one we need to select here? Azure or which one?
Custom.
Customer? No, you need to select the Azure only. Okay, click on next. Sign in. Now it is saying that, okay, this one I need to use. Click on that. Now it is authenticated here. Now let me go and click. Yes, now it is signing in here. See, it got signed. Now the account got signed in now here. Now it will try to show all the storage accounts which are there in my account. Okay, for that, I just need to go to the Explorer here. If I try to expand this one, see here, I'm able to see these two. This one I'm able to see directly. Now click on expand this one. Now expand blob containers here. Expand the container. Click on the container here. See, I can see movies folder here. If I click on this one, Tollywood is there. Now my file is there in the Tollywood. My file is there in the action. I wanted to move this file. Click on select that particular file. Somewhere you can see move option is there. Where is that option? Or you can select the copy also. Move option is there here. Move is there. Copy is also there, guys. If at all, if you want to cut paste it, select the move option. If you want to maintain the same copy in both the folders, then select the copy option. So I'm selecting move option here because I wanted to move it completely. In which directory you wanted to move that particular file. So my folder name is Collywood, right? Collywood. Forgive me if the spelling is wrong. Move. See, the file is moved here. Now, how to confirm that one? Now, click on this blob container. Click on this container here. What happened to this one? Refresh this. Okay. Now, click on this one. Click on blob containers. Click on container. I think everything got moved or what? 1 second, guys. Why I'm not able to see that one here?
Already open.
It's already opened, right? No.
Yeah,
Okay. We are already in action. Sorry. My bad.
Yes,
My
yes.
bad. Yeah, it is already opened. My bad. Okay. Now I'll just go back to the movies here. I'll go to the Collywood here. Now I'm able to see file here. So in the real time also, you need to use the same tool as it is. And if at all, if you want to move the file or copy the file from one folder to another folder or one storage account to, one container to another container, you need to follow the same steps. Clear? Any questions?
Only files can move, right?
This is
folder.
Storage Explorer. That means you can look at only storage. That's it here. No other thing. Storage accounts you can manage.
This storage account, we can say like it's a target storage account, right? The files where you are going to work.
Your voice is breaking. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Siva.
storage.
Like this storage and all we can consider like in the target side only, like the container where the place is going to place the files. Something
It
like
will
that.
ask that one actually. Let's say if I want
Okay.
to move this one once again, click on move here. Now it will ask you the target location. Just a second.
Exactly. So instead of directly the container which we have specified in the earlier, like when you are moving like .NET things, right? In
Uh,
that time
uh,
it's alone we can able to deliver the either in the tolerate or call it. But internally, if you want to go by these things, we can move internally like this. So these
yes.
things we might be having access or admin might be having some of the things we can able to rename or delete or something like that. We can directly able to do that. Whether we have an access in in real time project or something like that to change the
Generally,
files.
for the developer, they will give access to create containers and the folders. At least for folders, they'll give access.
That is okay, but you change the file, right? Yesterday is like Siva instead of Kumar we added something like that. We might be having access to
Data,
change the
nah.
file.
Data, we don't change it. See,
Data.
casually I've shown that one. Just that's it. See,
Okay,
I wanted to prove that we can even edit the data. See,
got
sometimes
it.
it is required because let's say if you're trying to manage the control tables, right? Let's say you're trying to upload the data to the control table using file. Then you forgot comma actually. Okay. And you'll go and put that comma again in your local and again you will upload that file.
No,
Not
in
required,
that
right?
case, no, not required. In that case, you can directly change it here if you have access. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
got it.
Only to
Got it.
change minimal things,
Okay, got it. Like
not the
one,
entire data.
like when
Anyway,
some syntax changes has happened in the last file, it might be,
something
yeah,
like
got
that we
it.
can change. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if at all, if you want to create one more folder, right, you can go ahead and create directly from here itself. Okay. Let's say Hollywood, I'm taking here, Hollywood. Okay. Or English movies, anything you can create here, Hollywood. So you can create that one directly from here instead of creating from the Azure account. So inside that one, if at all, if you want to create some other folder, right, you can go ahead and create here. Okay. So you can manage only storage related things from using this particular tool. I'm closing this tool once again. I'm trying to open that one from my local. You just need to type here Storage Explorer. Where is that Microsoft Storage Explorer? Click on this one. That is an application actually. It will try to open if it is already logged in. Okay. If you want to log out that one, you can log out that one also. No problem. You need to click on this one and you need to log out somewhere. You need to remove that account. Okay. If you don't want to do that one, keep login that particular account. No problem with that. You can start exploring the things from here. Okay. This is about storage. Last batch, actually, we tried a lot to do these things. For your batch, it is going smoothly, very smoothly. Even account creation also, it went very smoothly yesterday. Last batch, we struggled a lot to create the account because once after giving everything, credit card information, your details, phone number, game number, blah, 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 if you give everything, and they will deduct the money also 2 rupees from the credit card. After that final step, what they will show, you are not eligible to create this account. I don't know what's wrong with them. Most of the time, you'll get that kind of error. Okay.
Maybe
Uh,
you might have used Indian credit card.
yes,
That
yes,
might be the
yes,
problem.
yes, yes, yes. So that too, they're not accepting Indian debit cards. They accept only credit cards because they know that Indian people are very smart and they don't maintain the balance in the account after giving that debit card. They'll maintain only that 2 rupees. Once that they deducted, they'll they, they'll take out the money from that account and they'll use the account like anyway. I mean, I'm just kidding. They're not accepting debit cards, Indian debit cards. The whole world know Indian people are smart.
That is true actually. That is not kidding. It's the true statement.
That is not smartness. That is cunningness. That is a very bad impression on us.
Yeah, of
If
course.
it is
Okay.
smart, that would be great. But
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay, it's not the platform to discuss all those things. That's okay. Okay. Now I'm moving on. Just a second. Just a second, guys. My manager is calling.
దంగలాగా వచ్చింది దంగ.
Yeah. So moving on, guys. We were able to create the storage account and we were able to move the files. And after that, what is left over here? Let me go to my PPT. Next, I'll start the ADF part. This is about the storage accounts, guys. So nothing to discuss about this, nothing complex at all in the storage account, guys. It is just a just a kind of your hard disk, and inside that hard disk you're creating containers. Containers are nothing but your drives, C drive, F drive, E drive, how you're creating in your system. The same way you can create containers. You can create any number of containers. Even in your laptop also you can partition into you can create any number of partitions. Similar to that one only here, you can create any number of containers. Inside the container, you can create any number of folders and subfolders. Like you can hierarchy you can create, no problem with that. So apart from that, nothing to learn in the storage accounts. Okay. Now directly I'm moving on to the ADF part. That is Azure Data Factory. What is this Azure Data Factory? Okay. Now let me try to create a ADF service case. Okay, everything I need to call it as a service only here, because they are giving that everything in a form of services only. So they have 200 plus services, and one of the services storage account service. And the second service that I'm trying to understand here is ADF. So you can search here ADF. You'll get it here, or Data Factory. You try to search. Generally, in real time we search here Data Factory, not Azure Data Factory, Data Factory. Okay, Data Factory. You try to search it. This is the Data Factory symbol, factory symbol. Okay, in the factory, what do? They manufacture the items, right, or goods, right? So in the same way here, we create the pipelines and we process the data here. So they're calling it as a factory here. Whatever they're doing in the real factory, that's what we are doing here. But we are playing with the data here. That's it. So click on okay. Click on create. Now I need to give some name here. Data factory name, right? Okay, B21 underscore data factory or ADF. Okay, I'm trying to give like this B21 ADF. Okay, under this resource group only, under this region only, and version is always V2 only here. Sorry. Okay, underscores are not allowed, guys. Here hyphen symbol I'll try to use here. This should contain only numbers hyphen symbols here. Yeah, now it is allowing. Now version is always V2 only. Previously we used to have version 1 data factory also. Now they are not supporting that version 1. Now directly we have version 2. You don't need to understand anything about the version 1. And one more thing I forgot to mention, guys. In the storage account also, like I've told you, we have Gen 2, right? We used to have Gen 1 also till February. We used to have Gen 1 also. Now this Gen 1 got deprecated. This year only. This year, February 29, they deprecated this Gen 1. Now we don't need to understand anything about this. Now we have the latest one with the latest features. They have the storage account. Okay, that storage account we call it as a Gen 2, generation 2, second generation storage account. Okay, they have given time to the clients actually to move the data from Gen 1 to Gen 2 until last February 29th data. Now they're not supporting this. You cannot able to create this. You cannot able to store the data here. Nothing. They will not show this one at all.
But the people who has already created Gen 1, they must migrate to Gen 2, or
they've done. They've given time till last February 29th. They're done with that
but
option.
I know, but there might be some projects who are on Gen 1. So
They have given almost 3 to 4 years time. That time is not sufficient for them to move the data from Gen 1 to Gen 2.
no, it is sufficient, but still, the people
they have to migrate it. They have to migrate it. There is no other option. They've clearly mentioned in the data factory, they sent mails to each and every client, guys, you need to migrate the data from Gen 1 to Gen 2. We are not going to support after February 29th, 2024.
Okay.
They had to move that one.
Okay.
Okay, so that is about that. And coming to this one, okay, V2, I'm selecting here. No other option you need to select here. Click on next here. Nothing to do here. Configure Git later. CI/CD, if at all, if you want to implement, you can uncheck this and you can start implementing that one. I'll try to do that one later. And click on review plus create, or you can click on next net also. Nothing, no option, no other option to change here. Directly click on create option here. Okay. Now see, you'll get here what is ADF. Now click on create. They have given the summary here. You just need to cross verify the summary and start creating that particular service. Now see, my ADF is getting created in the backend. This is also one of the service actually. The service is getting created in the East ES region. Yes, my service is created. Now you can click on this go to the resource, or you can click on this home, go to the resource group and click on, sorry, I need to refresh that here. Where is that refresh? See, this is my ADF. ADF symbol looks like this. Click on this. See, here you are getting these things. Okay. Now, they will show somewhere in the home page. I think they're not showing that one here. That's okay. Yeah, I think they'll show directly here. See, this is the one I'm expecting actually. What is this ADF tool actually? I can say it is a cloud ETL tool in Azure. In Azure. Okay, what it can do is it can extract the data. Okay, it just means it can extract the data from different sources. Let me cancel this one. Sorry, let me cancel this. Where is that cancel? Yeah, unless I clicked on it. Okay, it can extract the data. It can load the data. Ingesting means extraction, ingestion both comes under the same category. It can load the data. It can extract the data. Okay, it can transform the data as well. We can do transformations as well in Azure Data Factory. Okay, you can orchestrate as well. What do you mean by orchestrate? Scheduling. You can schedule the pipelines as well. Discard this. You can schedule the pipelines as well. Once you create the pipelines, you need to schedule that to run particular point of time. My pipelines has to start exactly at 1 o'clock today, every day. Then you need to schedule that. For that, you need to use orchestration. Triggers you need to use. That means ADF can extract the data, ADF can transform the data, ADF can orchestrate the pipelines. And ADF can manage your on-premise SSIS tool. Let me cancel this one, guys. See, you guys know, I wanted to tell you one more thing here. Data Factory is a cloud ETL tool, right? Microsoft has on-premise ETL tool as well. You know what is that? SSIS. That is SSIS. SQL Server Integration Service is something. I think that is the full form. SQL Server Integration Service. That is the on-premise ETL. Still, some of the clients are using that. If you want to use that SSIS in the cloud, you can do that. If you want to migrate your on-premise SSIS to cloud, you can do that. You can configure that. That is the option. Anyway, we are not going to deal with this. SSIS is a old story. That's a old one. The new migrations, they are going to do always in ADF only. Not to the, they don't go back actually. They don't create the pipelines in SSIS now. Shiva, from which are all the sources it can extract the data? You're saying that it can extract the data. What are all the sources from which are all the sources it can extract the data? Don't try to understand about these options here. I'll talk about these options tomorrow, not now. Okay. I'll try to do a small activity. I'll explain that one tomorrow, not now. Click on new here. It can extract the data from all these sources. Almost 100 plus sources are there. Okay, now let me show you from top here. It can extract the data from AWS. It can extract the data from Amazon AWS Oracle RDS. It can extract the data from RDS SQL Server. Okay, it can extract the data from Amazon Redshift. That means it can extract the data from AWS as well. It can extract the data from S3 as well. It can extract the data from S3 compatible as well. It can extract the data from Impala as well. It can extract the data from the Kusto DB as well. It can extract the data from Azure SQL as well. It can extract the data from the Azure, like somewhere Delta Databricks Delta Lake as well. It can extract the data from Cassandra as well. It can extract the data from the DBT on-premise DBT as well. It can extract the data from FTP as well. It can extract the data from the Google BigQuery as well. Almost all the databases and APIs and third-party applications it supports, because it's an ETL tool. It should be able to extract the data from all the uh, uh, frequently used tools, I can say. Okay, it can load the data to all these services, all these databases and applications. It can read the data from these sources. It can write the data to these targets, to these technologies targets, I can say. ADF is just a mediator between two different technologies. In the ETL, what do? We extract the data from one technology, we write the data to other technology. That's it. It's a mediator. Because these two applications cannot talk each other. This ETL is a common friend between these two applications. Getting? Clear, guys? Oh. So ADF is the cloud-based ETL tool. Cloud-based ETL tool. And data integration service. What do you mean by this integration? Everywhere, wherever you see ETL, right? People used to use the word called integration. It can integrate different technologies or services, I can say. Applications, I can say. Integrate. Let's say it actually like read the data from Oracle. It can write the data to SQL Server. Because Oracle and SQL Server, they cannot talk directly each other. My ADF is acting as a mediator. So that is nothing but integration. Integration service. It can talk to any of the technologies that I've shown. That allows you to create data-driven workflows. That means pipelines for orchestrating the data movement, for moving the data from one place to one application to another application, and transforming data at scale. You can transform the data as well. You can extract the data, you can transform the data, you can orchestrate the pipelines. Okay. Now, basic building blocks of ADF. These are the basic building blocks of the ADF. You need to have idea on all these terminologies actually. Tomorrow, I'm going to discuss very deep on these keywords actually. Do not miss tomorrow's class. If you miss tomorrow's class, you will not understand the entire ADF. That I'm sure. Okay. Today, I'll try to give you an outline. So these are all the different components are regularly used terminologies in ADF. First one is pipeline. Ultimately, in any ETL tool, we create pipelines only. You take any ETL tool in the world, you take Informatica, we call it as workflows. You take Matillion, we call them as jobs. You take ADF, we call them as a pipelines. Terminology will change, but ultimately the concept is same. In every ETL tool, we create the pipeline. Okay. Inside that pipeline, actually, we actually drag and drop the activities. Collection of activities or sequential collection of activities is nothing but a pipeline to do some task. Let's say I wanted to copy the data from Oracle database to ADLS Gen2. That is my target actually. My source is Oracle. My target is ADLS Gen2. Okay. So we need to call it as ADLS Gen2, guys. Let me tell you. ADLS Gen2. People call it as ADLS Gen2. What is this ADLS Gen2? ADLS full form?
Azure Data Lake.
Yes. Azure Data Lake Storage. That's it. Service or storage? Can you check that one? I forgot that. Is it a service or like storage? Can somebody check that? Yes, I'm asking you on.
Checking, Shiva.
What is that?
Storage only.
I'm checking.
Storage
I'm
only, right?
checking.
Okay. Storage. Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. That's it. It's not a service, storage.
Sorry.
Okay. Now at high level, we are going to create pipelines. Okay. And inside that one, we create the activities. Sequential collection of activities is nothing but pipeline. In a pipeline, we try to drag and drop the activities in sequential order or in a concurrent order, I can say.
Shiva, while
Okay.
explaining, just compare to the Informatica, the
Uh,
words components. So we will understand.
I'll try to compare that. I'll do that.
Mm.
I don't know. See, I did not work on
Inform-
Informatica, to be frank. Okay. I don't know what they call these activities in Informatica. I know only few terminologies, not fully.
Okay.
Okay. If anybody know that one, you're most welcome to use the terminology here. What do we call in Informatica the drag and drop components?
Mappings, source
Mappings,
definition.
yeah?
Yeah.
Mappings. So here we call them as activities.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you mean to say that transformations?
Not transformations, I can say. Yeah, transformation is also one of the activity here.
Yeah. So they are called transformations. The pipeline is a set with the includes the activities also, right?
Yeah, yes.
So then the pipelines is mappings, transformations or activities.
Transformations are activities, yeah. Next. ADF is just a extraction tool, right? That means it can extract the data from different technologies or different databases, different applications, right? If ADF wanted to talk to those services, that applications or services, we need to have username and password or any security kind of thing, right? Definitely we need to have password, right? Let's say my ADF want to talk to actually Oracle database. In every Oracle database, you will be having actually username and password. Now we need to give that details, right? We give actually that one in linked services. Okay. In ADF, we give that one in a linked services. Linked. The name itself is indicating we are linking ADF with the other technologies, other services, applications. Okay. In ADF, if at all, if you want to do transformations, we have to use data flows. We have to use data flows. If you want to just copy the data, then you're going to use activities. Of course, data flow is also one of the activity. You're going to understand that one slowly. Okay. And can ADF store the data? Can ADF store the data? Temporarily or permanently?
No, I don't think so.
No, it doesn't store any data. ADF is not a storage service, right? It is an extraction tool, that's it. Just a second.
Then we have to go for ADLS Gen 2 to store the
Yeah,
data.
obviously. Yeah, just a second.
So Siva, in order to copy data from Oracle to Snowflake, then I don't need this ADLS Gen 2, or do I need that?
So what I was trying to say is, ADF doesn't store any data actually, and it doesn't give any compute power as well. Okay, that compute power we call it as in ADF integration runtime. Integration runtime. Okay, data flows you understood, integration runtime also you understood, linked service also you understood, and data set you need to understand. Okay, once you connect to the Oracle database, from Oracle, which table you wanted to, from which table you wanted to load the data, that table we are going to mention in a data set. These are all the terminologies we use regularly from tomorrow, from next month till next month, till we complete the course. Okay, yes, that's all for today.
Siva, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I asked that, can we directly load data from Oracle to Snowflake without using the ADLS Gen 2 blobs or anything?
Yeah, why not?
But yes, right? Okay.
Why
Thank
not?
you.
Yeah. But one thing you need to understand here, directly it is not possible. Backend it uses actually staging concept, external staging concept. For that you need storage account actually.
So,
If you,
okay.
to answer your question, yes, but not direct way, indirect way.
All right. Yep, we'll go into detail. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see that one as well. I'll show you that demonstration.